And any second. And we are live. All right. So welcome Facebook and YouTube, everybody out there. This is Federal Prison Talk. Got a special guest tonight. He's got to turn himself into prison, guys. He got 18 months. He was looking at a lot more. And, you know, I've been kind of working with him and getting to know him over the last few months. And I'm sure he's really happy with his outcome because he didn't get the 3 or 4 years he thought he might get. I'm going to introduce you to Vlad. Say hello and tell everybody what's going on with you, man.
Yeah. Hi, everybody. Well, basically, at first, okay, so where do I start, Sean? Do I start from the beginning or how?
Maybe you start with when you first got indicted. You don't have to get into your details of your case, but you're living a normal life, so you think. You're doing a few things that probably aren't, you know, they're a little suspicious in your head, but you don't think you're going to get caught. Then you get caught. Let's start there.
Yeah, well, basically, this was the situation. I actually left the country. I left America. I'm from a small European country. I am Russian. My nationality, my ethnic background is Russian, but I was born in Europe, in Eastern Europe.
Eastern Europe, okay.
Country named Moldova.
You're breaking up a little bit. Did
and
you say Moldova?
I left America.
You're frozen in time.
About 3 years. Back home.
He's freezing up a little, guys. Hey, Richard from Dublin. That's my second home. I lived in Galway for a few years. You're freezing up, Vlad. I don't know if we can get you back in, but you're frozen in time. Give him a second here. He's frozen. Well, I don't think I'm frozen, am I, guys? He's probably got a bad connection. Anyway, Richard, hey, thanks for tuning in from Ireland, man. Yeah, I spent a couple of years in Galway. I went to the Jesuit high school in Galway City when I was like 17 and 18. Hey, that's Matt. I recognize Matt. Yeah, he's breaking up pretty bad. I don't know what's going on with him. He's kind of frozen. He's got to turn himself in October 24th. Hopefully he will. Vlad, if you hear me, maybe check out, come back in, try it again. If not, you know, I got some news stories to talk about, but we'll see. Life in prison. Zach is in the house. All right, Zach. I don't know, Zach. Yeah, I just lost Vlad. You're good. Vlad is frozen. All right, thanks. And Life in Prison, guys. Check out this channel, Life in Prison, guys. He's got the WV now so you can find it. Because before, if you type in Life in Prison, you get a million channels. You'll never find them. So I guess, Zach, you put the WV. Is that West Virginia, I'm thinking? But he's got a great channel, guys. He's really turned his life around since prison. Check him out. He's been on one of my super chats, and he's a good dude. So, you know, not all of us get out of prison and we go back. A lot of us start YouTube channels and tell you how we turned our life around. He's one of them. Let's see here. We got, why did you go to high school in Ireland, Sean? Because my dad got remarried to an Irish lady and they deported her back to Ireland when I was 17, and he had a choice, either never see his wife again or go to Ireland with her, and he brought me with him. And that's the short story. So you're back. You got frozen. How are you doing now? Let's hear you. You got a bad connection or something, Vlad. Yeah, you're frozen again. Am I frozen? No, I don't think I'm frozen. Yeah, definitely had to change it because I couldn't even find myself. Yeah, that's Zach. Vlad, I don't know what to tell you, man. We practiced earlier and you weren't frozen. So I don't know why you're freezing now. Check if you have, Vlad, if you have like other, if you have your Gmail and YouTube and all this other stuff on your camera, here we go. No?
No. You know what it
What's
is?
that?
It's just that room that I was talking to you from.
Yeah.
It has very bad internet connection because it's very far from the router. It's very far from the router.
Okay.
So I'm going to talk to you in the kitchen.
There you go. Hey, kitchen talk. All right, man. So you were telling everybody you're from a small
I'm going to
country,
talk to you in the kitchen.
Moldova. Is that what you said?
Okay, right. So I'm going to get into right. I'm from a small country in Eastern Europe. It's called Moldova. And 3 years ago, I left America. I left the United States to go back home to my country. So I actually wasn't planning on coming back to America. I was planning on staying in my country and starting a life over there. And about a year and a half. So my mother is my co-defendant in my case.
Yeah, and I know they wanted you to like kind of rat your mother out, man. How dare they ask you that?
Yeah. Well, so I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
So what happened was about a year and a half ago, I get a call in my country from my mother, and she said that she got arrested by the FBI.
She's an American citizen.
Yeah, she's an American citizen. I'm also an American citizen, and yeah, she gets a call. She gives me a call and tells me she was arrested by the FBI, and they indicted her for conspiracy to money launder and bank fraud.
See, being an American citizen doesn't always pay off, especially when you leave the country, because you still represent this country and they come after you, man. It's almost like you got to denounce your American citizenship if you're going to leave, man. Yeah, it's almost.
Yeah, well, I wasn't running nowhere. I just left because I got tired of being over here. I wanted to go back home. I'm 28 years old right now, and I lived in America for about 12 years of my life.
Okay.
I spent about 12 years living in this country. So about half of my life I spent in this country, and the other half of my life I spent in my country. And
which one do you like better?
I mean, I finished school back home. I finished high school back home. I went to school with her. I kind of came to America when I was around 17 and a half years old, and I've been living from that point on. So all my friends from high school, all my, everybody I grew up with, they're back home. So of course, when I go back, I like it back home much more.
Yeah.
But so anyway, the point is, I get a call from my mom, and she tells me she got indicted. But she tells me that they're not looking for nobody else, and this was around the time that she didn't have a private lawyer at that time. She still had a public defendant.
Yeah, she's in that country. She was able to get a public defender in that.
No. She was in America. She was in America.
Okay.
Yeah, my mother stayed in America. I left back home by myself. I mean, I had family back home. I had my grandparents over there, and my uncles and my aunts. So I went back home, and she stayed in America. And she gets arrested here in America. And she calls me up, and she tells me that she got indicted. But she tells me that they're not looking for nobody else. And at that time, she had a public defender. So what happened was, she talked to the public defender, and he told her that, no, your son is okay. He can come to America. They're not looking for him. So, long story short, my mother, she needed help. She needed, she needed somebody to take care of the, because she thought that she's going away to prison. And at that time, oh my God, they were offering her like 8 years, I think. 8 or 10 years they were offering her. So yeah, they were offering her like 8 or 10 years. So she was afraid that she's gonna go into prison for a while.
Yeah, and she's already in her 50s, right?
Yeah, she's 50 years old. She turned 50 this year. So they were afraid that she was afraid that she's not gonna be able to take care of the apartment. She needs somebody here to send her money. So she asked me if I can come back to America and take care of stuff. So yeah. I took a plane back from my country, and I fly back over here. And when I got back to the United States, the plane lands, and as the plane lands, I hear somebody over the radio, over the speakers on the plane.
Oh no.
And they're calling my name. They're saying Vladislav Neseyev, please come out first. Everybody, they're asking me to be the first one to come out.
Oh no.
But I thought that there was a problem with my luggage because when I was flying through Germany, and there was a problem with my luggage. So I thought that there was a problem with my luggage. So as I leave the plane, I come out right outside. I didn't even leave the gate. The plane just opened its doors. I see like 10 federal agents standing over there.
Oh shit.
But I still, in my mind, I was still hoping that it's not a big deal. I was still hoping that it's not for me, So they tell me, okay, can you walk with us? We got to talk to you about something. I'm like, is it about my luggage? They're like, yeah, don't worry. It's not a big deal. It's not a problem. It's just something we got to talk to you about. Yeah, just take a step with us.
Oh no.
Yeah, so they take me. They get me to the customs. They walk into the customs. They take me to a room, and as we enter the room, they tell me, "Okay, sit down, sir. You're being charged with money laundering and bank fraud, conspiracy to money laundering and bank fraud."
Wow! Welcome to America. Man.
Welcome to America. Yeah.
Jesus. Yeah. What a reception! Wow! What a way to enter the country.
Yeah, it was pretty crazy.
So did they lock you up, or what did they do from there?
Yeah, they took me to Manhattan. So I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York, and they took me to Manhattan, to the federal building in Manhattan.
Yeah, that's a hellhole over there. Yeah, at Brooklyn. What you did, Brooklyn Detention Center? Is that where you had to do a little bit of time, or?
Yeah. Okay. So they first took me to Manhattan. First, they were interrogating me.
Yeah.
And that's when they asked me. They were telling me that my mother hates me. That she did so many bad things to me. I can't even believe it. And they told me you should definitely tell on your mom because she hates you. And I'm looking at them like, guys, what are you talking about? I don't know what. I don't know.
You just talk. You're over there to help your mother. You just got.
Yeah, I'm like, guys. I don't even know what you're talking about. I wasn't in the country for like 2.5, 3 years. I got no idea what's going on. So they sent me to Brooklyn Detention Center. I spent one night over there in Brooklyn Detention Center.
And how'd you get out? Then you got out. How'd you get out?
Yeah, the next day they brought me back to Manhattan. I had my first court. I had my first hearing with the judge, and the judge gave me bail.
Okay. Yeah, because in the Feds you get a bond, and basically you just sign for it, right? You don't have to put up any money, right?
No, you just sign for it, and they let you out the same day.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. That's what happens to a lot of us. A lot of people don't understand that pretrial bond, that you don't have to put up the money. You just sign for it, and they'll get, if you don't show up for court for the rest of your life, they'll garnish your wages, they'll take your house, they'll do whatever they can to get that. I had a $50,000 bond. Some people have $100,000. How much was yours? Do you remember?
Well, I actually had to put up $7,500 cash.
Oh, well, some people have to put up a little if you have it. I had no money, so I didn't.
Yeah, and somebody co-signed for me for $150,000.
Yeah, they tried to get that for me, but my family wanted nothing to do with me at that point. So they eventually just let me sign for myself.
Yeah, but that wasn't the end of my troubles.
Oh no, I know. That's why you're here. That's why you're here today. I know.
Yeah. So what happened was this: when the judge gave me bail, I'm looking at the federal agent. His name was Roberto, and he was a white guy. And I'm like, so can I go home? He's like, if you can't go home. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, well, I don't know. He's like, are you sure you're okay? I'm like, yeah. I'm like, the judge gave me bail. He's like, okay, let's see what's gonna happen. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So when they walk me out, the state comes in and picks me up.
Oh,
two detectives. And they tell me I have a warrant for my arrest that's 10 years old.
Really?
I have a 10-year-old. Yeah, I had a warrant for jumping probation. That's 10 years old. So they take me to Rikers Island. And then I spent and then I spent 6 months in Rikers Island after that.
Oh shit, I didn't know that part. Ooh,
yeah.
Damn. Is that place a hellhole, Rikers Island?
Oh, that was a hellhole. Yeah, that was definitely that was a scary place to be in. I'll be honest with you. That was a hellhole. Yeah, I got lucky. I got into some nice houses, and there was
houses?
good people.
Wait, would they have houses on Rikers Island? What do you mean?
I mean, like, houses we call dormitories. We call them houses.
Housing units or something. Yeah.
Yeah, housing units, right. And I got into some nice dormitories, and there were some good people over there. I met some good friends over there that I stay in touch. Even to this day, we talk to each other, and the good people. So I got lucky on my stay over there. It wasn't too bad, but I seen some crazy shit over there. I'll be honest with you. I seen some stuff that's gonna probably be with me for the rest of my life.
On Rikers, yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, and then I came out of Rikers Island. I did out of 6 months, I did 4 months.
That's for your state charges.
That's for my state charges, right?
So that's now you get that done with, but you still have the feds to deal with, right?
Yeah. I come out, and then the feds, they tell me, okay, now you're going to be on pretrial. So I start my pretrial, and yeah, they at first they hit me with 51 months. That was what they originally wanted me to do, was 51 months.
And that's without telling on your mother?
Yeah, that was without telling on my mother. That was what they wanted me. They gave me 47 to 53 months.
Okay, your guidelines, yeah.
Yeah, guidelines was 47 to 53 months, and yeah, then but that was the start of it.
Yeah. Yep. Now, how long were you on pretrial for?
Almost a year and a half.
Okay, so this is about a year and a half ago when you get out of Rikers, right?
No, I mean, I count a year and a half being in Rikers, but since I came out of Rikers, it's been a year.
Okay, still, that's a long time, man, because you still don't know what you're really facing.
No.
Today you finally do, but
yeah,
I know that there was a year of hell once you get out of there, because I know I've talked to you since then.
Oh yeah.
You've been going through it, man. I know you've been going through it.
Oh man, believe me, I've been more worried about my mother than me, because I knew from the beginning that I wasn't gonna face that much time, and I was afraid that she was gonna be the one that was facing, because I can do time. I can do like a few years in prison. I've been locked up a couple of times in my life. I've been in Rikers Island like 3-4 times. No, I've been in Rikers Island 3 times already. Overall, I did about a year on Rikers Island. So I know I can handle doing time. I'm not saying I'm a tough guy, but I did it already before. So I'm not, for me, but for my mother, I don't know. She never been arrested.
Yeah, and she's 50 years old. That's for a 50-year-old woman to go to prison for her first time. That's a turning point, and that's a hard thing to experience.
Yeah,
but I know we've been working Angie from Prison Talk with Angie. She's helped her mother out a lot, and she wrote her a letter for the judge and coached her a little bit. And I know we've been trying to help your mother out. You think she's going to be okay now going to prison?
I mean, yeah, now she's more calm. She's hoping she's going to get into RDAP.
Yeah.
And if she gets into RDAP, then she's going to do like about 2 years out of her sentence.
Yeah, about 2 years.
Yeah.
Tell everybody how much time your mother actually got.
Yeah, my mother, she got 48 months.
And tell them how much time you got.
I got 18 months.
And what'd you think you were going to get?
Okay, so yeah, they my lawyer, he got them to lower the guidelines from 51 months to 27 to 33 months. Because I wasn't in the country when a lot of the money laundering was happening. So they didn't, at first they were charging me with laundering about $2 million. That was the original charge.
Yeah.
They were charging me for $2 million of money laundering. But then my lawyer dropped it down to only $500,000.
Good lawyer.
Yeah, so they charged
that part. I know your lawyers have made. I say good lawyer for that part, but we know about your lawyer.
Yeah, no, he's not a bad lawyer, but he's not a great lawyer. I mean, I have a lot of things to say about it, but anyway, yeah.
Yeah. So Matt here, Gay King 08, he wants to know, what did you get the time for? That was money laundering, right? Or wire fraud or something like that, right?
Yeah, well, basically, it was like we were part of an organized group of people they were calling us like the Russian mafia. That's what they were saying.
Yeah.
But it wasn't no Russian mafia. We were just involved with some people overseas. Because in my case, I have like 20 co-defendants.
Wow.
Yeah, I have and 4 of them got indicted overseas from Latvia and Estonia. They were extradited this year to America. They're right now in jail. They're going to prison. They're getting like maybe a year, 2 years each. Not so much time. One of my co-defendants, he's from Spain. He got extradited from Spain. He's probably facing more time because he was like one of the leaders in the group. So he might be facing a lot of time. But yeah, overall, they charged my mother. She owes right now $5 million in restitution.
So she'll probably have to pay 10% of that for the rest of her life.
Yeah. They gave me 10% and my mother 10%.
Yeah, that's kind of how it is that's what it was with me. I got a 1.7 million. So I pay 10% of my paycheck goes to them. Yeah.
Yeah, and what else?
Well, let's tell it. Before you got sentenced, I know you were calling me up and you were scared. You didn't know. I know I helped you out with talking to the judge on sentencing day, but did you have any character reference letters that people wrote for you? Did anybody show up in court to speak for you? How did you prepare for your sentencing day?
I mean, honestly, I only found you, Sean, like maybe 2 months before my sentencing.
Yeah.
So I didn't have a lot of time to prepare. I would have done much more if I saw your channel maybe 6 months ago or 8 months ago. I would have probably done community service and, rehabs and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but, I didn't really know what needs to be done. So when I found your channel, I just did the best I could. Yeah, I had a few character reference letters. We wrote a letter to the judge. And
yeah, I know. And me and Tom helped you on that other video, practicing what to say on sentencing day. And I know you were still scared on that day, but you went ahead and you spoke from your heart. That's what you told me, and hopefully that it made an impact on the judge because you got less time than you were expecting.
Oh yeah, okay. So for me, I definitely I wasn't getting too much time to begin with. It was only 27 to 33 months, but I definitely got the least amount of time I could possibly get. I think they could have gave me 12 months, but I'll take 18 months, no problem.
Now I remember your lawyer, and you were worried about you're going to be able to self-surrender, and I told you that you were going to be able to because you had no red flags, you weren't a flight risk at that point, and your lawyer didn't think you were going to be able to self-surrender, but yet here you are, self-surrender.
Yeah, that's.
So, I hate to say I was right, but I knew you were going to be able to self-surrender.
Sure.
I remember I told you I want to hear from you after court that you get to, and you called me and you get to self-surrender. So, here it is. You remember when you didn't think that was going to happen?
Yeah, Sean, I'm going to be honest with you. My lawyer, he didn't know a lot of things. Like, he didn't know what was my sentencing guide. Like, he didn't know what was my my points for
your classification points.
He still doesn't know. He doesn't even know what that is. He told me he never heard of that. What is classification point?
I don't know how he could never heard of that because you have to be classified in order to be put into a certain type of prison. That's what they do.
He never heard. He told me he doesn't even know what self-surrender is.
Yeah, and I hear this from a lot of people's attorneys, and I don't. Why are they even? I don't get why they're. You would think that's the basics, but so many attorneys don't know this stuff, man.
And I paid my lawyer $20,000.
Wow, and you had to educate him.
Yeah, and I had to educate. I'll be honest with you. If I never met you, Sean, I got no idea what would have happened to me. Like, because would he even ask for self-surrender? Would I even get self-surrender? Like, if I never met you and I didn't know about this stuff, what would have happened? I'm scared to even think about that.
Yeah, they would have just remanded you into custody because you didn't know any better. You would have been
Exactly.
taken away that day.
I'm scared to even think of what was going to happen.
Now, when on sentencing day, did your lawyer ask for self-surrender, or did you say that in your speech to the judge?
I did say it in my speech to the judge, but my lawyer also asked for self-surrender.
But until you met me, I'm not trying to put myself in any position, but until you met me, you would have never asked your lawyer to do that, right?
No, I would have never. Yeah, he didn't even know what that is. He was like, "What are you talking about? You're going in the same day you got court. Like you know the next, like on your sentencing day, you're going to prison." He's like, "Get ready for that."
How could a lawyer not know this? I hear this over and over and over again. It just boggles my mind.
I know, it's crazy. It's crazy.
Yeah. But I'm glad you get to self-surrender. You know, now you can get everything in order.
Yeah,
you don't know where you're going to go yet. I know that.
No, I still don't know where I'm going, but I'm definitely hoping it's a camp. I'm hoping it's a camp. That's what I'm hoping for.
TJ, I want to thank you. TJ just gave me a $5 super sticker. TJ's been watching my channel, I don't know, over a year now. And TJ finally got sentenced, and he got a good outcome because he only got probation, but he had a little problem on an airplane with a flight attendant. And glad to see that you're not doing any time, TJ, but I know your probation and your restrictions are probably pretty tough. But thank you, TJ. I really appreciate you still watching the show. He's another guy I tried to help along the way.
Yeah.
So I know you don't know where you're going to go yet, but you'll probably get your paperwork a week or two before you go in, and then you'll have to make arrangements to get there. I mean, I took a Greyhound bus and got a motel.
My friend, he's gonna drive me there.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
I already.
Hopefully they're supposed to put you within 500 miles of where you live. They don't always do that, but they're supposed to.
Well, I mean, he's gonna drive me there if it's within 500 miles. If it's further than that,
yeah.
But the problem with me is I'm actually on house arrest right now.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's kind of how it is. I think somebody's trying to call in here. I'm trying to get this. I'm trying to get this phone, but it's not working. I'm trying to get the phone, but it's not letting me. Yeah, it's not letting me pick it up. Did I lose everybody? Yeah. I think I lost everybody. Shit. Okay, I think I'm back. Hello? All right. Yeah, I think I lost everybody. Hello? Am I back?
Oh, yeah, you're back.
Yeah, I tried to have this Google voice phone, but I don't have a good internet connection. It's not letting me answer the phone. So, let's see. Anyways, am I back? Whoever just tried to call in, I'm sorry. The phone's, I got to plug it in on the Ethernet or something. It's just not letting me answer the phone calls. Sorry about that. Let me see. Is it working? Okay. Can you see me okay?
Yeah, I see okay. Yeah.
Yeah, I lost connection. So I'm going to turn off this. The live things, I got to work on that. For some reason, it's not happening. I got to work out the kinks. It's my internet connection. I got a two-story place, and it's downstairs. And next time,
same thing with me. I got a big apartment, and like if you go all the way to the other end of the apartment, the internet is just barely working over there.
Yeah. Well, I don't know who called in. I'm sorry, but I'll work out for the next video. I'm going to have to plug the Ethernet cable directly in here is what I got to do. I got to go get like a 100-foot Ethernet cable or something. But anyways, I'm still working out the kinks. One of these days, I'll get it all going. So anyways, how do you feel about turning yourself in, man? I know you got about 23 days left.
Yeah, I got about 3 weeks left, and I mean, I'll be honest with Sean, there is days when I don't want to turn myself in. Like, no, I mean, I know I have to, but there's days when I don't want to go to prison. But then like today or other days, I'm like I want to get it over with. I just want to go in there.
Well, you do know you're going to a camp, and that's the good news, right? Camp's going to be the easiest time you ever did, man.
Yeah,
I mean,
definitely. I'm hoping I'm going to a camp. I'm hoping that's what I'm going to get.
Oh, I know. We already did your points. You're going to a camp. I know that. We've already, just like I said, I knew you're going to self-surrender. I already know you're going to a camp.
Yeah, Sean. I'm also worried about, I'm on house arrest right now. I'm on house arrest actually, and
they do that sometimes when you self-surrender.
And my okay, so my probation officer, she actually told me that I cannot. They're not gonna take my house arrest off me. Like the same day that I'm going to prison, I have to go to their office in the morning, and they're gonna take the stuff off my foot.
They usually do that about two. They'll do it about 2 days before. They don't usually wait. No, but here's the thing: if you have to travel and it takes you a day and a half to get to where you're going, you can't have it done that day. Sometimes you have to leave 2 days before to get there. That's why they'll take it off.
Right, and that's what I told her. I told her the same thing, but she's like, "Oh no, you're probably going to be somewhere here, not far away."
Well, they say that, but I'm telling you, you might get sent to Pennsylvania or something, and they're going to have to take it off 2 or 3 days early.
Okay.
Like I said, you call the marshal's office where you got sentenced at, and they'll know ahead of time where you're going to get designated at, and they'll have to take it off early. They don't do it that same day. There's no way you can get to the prison on time. Even if it's that same day, there's no way that you can get there unless it's 2 hours away. There's no way. They'll take it off 3 days early. They always do.
That's what I'm worried about. Like right now, I'm mostly worried about that, to be honest with you.
When you get that letter of designation, you call your pretrial officer. You go, look, I got to go. It's West Virginia. It's Pennsylvania, Washington, D.C., wherever they're going to send you. They'll take it off a couple days early. They always do. They always do. Your pretrial officer is probably not used to having self-surrenders, just like your lawyer, but it happens all the time. They'll take it off early. They will. Trust me. They always do. They always do.
I appreciate it. All right.
Just like you didn't think you're going to self-surrender. I've been through all this.
Oh, my God. And let me tell you something, Sean. When I was getting sentenced, I was scared, man. I was shitting bricks. I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to curse a little bit because the reason why I was scared was it was for my mother. Because the prosecutor wanted originally to give her 80 months.
Yeah, that's their job, though. That's kind of that's what they're about.
Yeah, and when we were getting sentenced, I was panicking. I was like, oh my God. The judge had to actually stop the court for like a few minutes to give me a bottle of water because I couldn't handle it. My mother, like, if she was to get like 6 or 7 years, for me that would be devastating because she's my whole world, and I can't believe her doing so much time. But when the judge gave her 4 years, I was so relieved because out of 4 years, she's going to be home in 2 years, I think.
Yeah. Who got sentenced first, you or her?
Her.
Her. Okay.
And when we finally got, like, honestly, I was sitting in the court. So my mother gets 48 months. I get 18 months. The emotions inside of me are bubbling up. I want to smile. I want to jump up. I want to be happy. But I can't because we're in court. So I wait till we come out, and then I was ecstatic. I'm telling you, it was like a weight just lifted off my shoulder. I was so happy.
TJ is asking how much time you got, but I'm sure you just heard that, right, TJ? He got 18 months. His mom got 48 months. Yeah. All right. So, the next thing is you got to get ready to go in there. So, I always tell everybody, make a list of your contacts, everybody's their name, their email address, their phone number, their address, and then mail yourself a copy like the day before you go in, put one in the mailbox because they won't always let you take that contact sheet inside. You never know the guard that's going to book you because sometimes you get booked at the medium next to the camp and then they'll send you over to the camp, and those guards at the medium don't let you take anything in. If they book you at the camp, they'll probably let you take it in, but always have an extra, mail yourself a contact. There's no way you can remember everybody's email address and phone number.
Oh no, I'm definitely gonna do that. Also, I was thinking about putting money on my books a week before I go in.
You used to be able to do that. You can't do that now. You have to do it the day of. See, now you have to be in the system before you can Western Union your money. So you could do it that morning, but you can bring some cash in with you too. But they don't do that no more. People used to be able to do it like 3 days before. You can't do that no more. It'll just get sent back to wherever it came from now.
Oh,
Now you got to wait to be. Yeah, they stopped that for some reason. Western Union was losing people's money or something. So now you got to wait till you're officially in the system, and that happens when the day you go in.
Okay.
Yeah. But you can bring a few $100s in cash with you, and they'll put it right on your books.
Okay. How much can you bring?
I wouldn't bring more than 500.
Okay, so 500 I can bring with me, right?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay,
And they'll
awesome.
put it on your books.
Awesome.
You're not going
Sounds
to be able to
good.
spend 500 that month anyway. It's only like $320 a month or something anyway, so you can't even spend that if you wanted to.
Okay,
You know?
I see.
Yeah, there's not much you can bring in there anymore, especially with the pandemic. I was able to bring in some shoes. They were cheap Walmart shoes, but I heard they're not even letting you do that anymore. Everything you got to buy on commissary now.
So, Sean, am I gonna quarantine for 2 weeks when I get in there?
They're not really doing that anymore. Some of the camp, they have levels now, level 1, 2, 3, and 4 quarantine. Some camps and prisons that are level 4, they'll quarantine you. Most of them are level 2 and 3 now, and you won't have to quarantine. As long as you got your vaccination card. Do you have a vaccination card?
Yeah, I do. I have it.
So you need to bring that. Then you won't have to get quarantined.
Okay, also, like, I heard you have to bring with you your driver license, your social security card, your vaccination card, and your birth certificate.
Yeah, they want you to have all that. If you don't, sometimes they can hold you up for your halfway house time.
So I just bring that. I bring that with me, right?
Yeah, and they won't lose that. They never lose that. For some reason, they're good at keeping that stuff. They don't lose it.
Okay.
Because your case manager sometimes will hold off on your halfway house time until you got an ID. Their case manager will tell you, we don't want you going to the halfway house without ID. So somebody's got to send you an ID. I was able to renew mine by mail while I was in the camp, my driver's license. But even an expired one, they would have let me out with. But you got to have something.
Yeah, I just renewed mine, so mine is good for like a few years.
Okay, yeah, then you're good. And bring that with you. Yeah. Yeah, and you shouldn't have no problem getting out. And now that'll actually give you more halfway house time. When the case manager knows you have ID and stuff, they might give you I know a couple people that got 8 months halfway house on an 18-month sentence.
Wow.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
One guy was 400 pounds, and that's kind of why they did it to him. The other one was a woman, and she has no idea why she got 8 months halfway house time, but she did. She just got lucky. But you'll get at least 3 months halfway house. That's without doing any of the earned income, without the First Step Act. You take some programs and classes, you'll even get more.
Okay. So out of 18 months, if I do the First Step Back, if I take classes and so how much, like how much can I do? Like what's the time that I'm looking at?
For every 30 days, you're going to get 15 days programming. But, you got to, your camp may not have that many classes available or programs available. And plus, so you would have to do 3 years in time. The most you can get off is a year. You'd have to do 3 years of programming to get, a year and a half off. So you probably get 3 or 4 months credit for halfway, for earned time credits, because you're not going to be in there that long enough. You take as many classes and programs as you can. You'll get 3 months for your good time. You'll probably get 3 months halfway house automatically, and they might give you 3 months more if you take some programming. So that's 9 months. So you might be out of there in 10 or 11 months. That's probably about the best you're going to get.
Okay, I see.
I mean, you may get more, but that's realistically 10 to 12 months you'll be out.
Hopefully we'll do a show when I come back.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, make sure you take my email address with you and email me while you're in there.
All right, definitely.
Yeah. So I'm just going to kind of keep this short today, but any last words? And let me see. I got a comment from Bonnie. She says, take as many classes as you can. Yes, she's absolutely right. Do you have some final words of advice for people going through pretrial, how they can get through this? Some words of wisdom for people out there, Vlad?
Well, to be honest with you, there's not a lot of things I can say because This whole situation is different for everybody. And it's a scary situation, but you got to keep your hopes up and always hope for the best, and definitely get help from people like Sean, because you could prepare yourself much better than I did. If you start preparing yourself 6 months or 8 months or a year before your sentencing day, you could yeah.
See that comment there?
Yeah, I see it.
He always wanted to live in Moldova.
Yeah, it's a nice country. It's very, very beautiful over there. It's a green country, a lot of forests, a lot of trees. It's very nice. I'm actually from the capital city of Moldova, from Chisinau.
Okay. All right.
I'm from the capital. Yeah, I was born in the capital. My mother was born there. My father was born there. Most of my family was from there.
Wow. Are you gonna when you get out of prison? You gonna go back? You gonna go back there?
Oh yeah, I got so many friends there over there. I got family that's over there. I want to, we talk on the phone almost every day, and they're all like, they're all rooting for me, for my mother. They're wishing us the best. Yeah, they want to see me again. Definitely.
I don't blame you, man. And you know what? Like, for people that leave this country, man, it's almost better to denounce your American citizenship, because you do anything wrong in another country, they come after you, man. It's not, American citizenship just ain't what it used to be, man. It's almost it's almost works against you. I just hate to say that, but you might as well just forget being a U.S. citizen. It's just, they're just throwing everybody.
You know what's crazy? You actually get more benefits as an immigrant, like not a U.S. citizen, than a U.S. citizen.
For sure, I know you do.
Like we get no benefits whatsoever. We get nothing.
No, man.
All we get is we get to go to prison.
Yeah, I may go back to Ireland too, man. You never know. I never left Ireland. I was a citizen over there, and I came back here when I was 18. I should have just stayed, man. Oh well.
Yeah, I mean, it's different. It's America is mostly you got to work, and you get home. That's it. There's not a lot of things to do here. Like, I live in New York, and over here in New York is, there's no parks. There's very little parks. You got to go to Manhattan. If you want to go to a park, you got to travel. It's very difficult over here. There's not a lot of things to do over here to go see. Like back home, there's so many things you can do. There's so many museums and parks, and here in New York, it's just everybody works all day, and they come home and they go out drinking over the weekends. That's it.
Yeah, and you got crime and people breaking in your cars and everything. Homeless people everywhere.
And let me tell you, here in Brooklyn, the crime has skyrocketed in the past few months. Like I used to walk around like a year ago around the streets over here, and it was safe. I walk around like a couple of days ago during the daytime. It was junkies everywhere in the street, drug addicts, junkies, some kind of criminals. I was like, what's going on? This is crazy.
Yeah, I just left San Francisco. It was like that. And I'm in Albuquerque, and it's like that here. This whole country's just going to shit, man. I mean, and I've lived in other countries, so I don't think this is the best country in the world anymore. I really don't. Not the way it is now.
I mean, honestly, it's still not as bad as you can still, like, in here you can still work and you can survive on your paycheck, but it's going the wrong direction. I'll be honest with you. And
you can't do that in San Francisco. You can't survive on a paycheck in San Francisco, not an average.
Oh no, you cannot survive on a paycheck in New York also. Like here, I live with my mother and my grandmother, and all of us work. I work, my mother works, and my grandmother work. And the three of us together, we all put our paychecks together, and that's how we can survive.
Yeah.
But people always wonder, like, why do people commit crimes? Because look what's going on. We're surviving right now. This is not the best. This time that we're living in right now is crazy. We get no help from nobody. There's no support system. Before there was unions. Now most of the unions are gone. There was factories before. Now most of the factories are in China. There's no jobs. What are you going to do? You come out of high school, you got no job. The banks are not giving you no credits, no loans, no housing mortgages, nothing. What are you going to do?
It's tough for the working man. Really tough for the working man. I'm telling you. Yeah. Well, Vlad.
Yeah, man. Yeah. I'll be honest, No, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to wrap it up, man. That's all. But, if you have a few more words you want to say.
No, that's it. Yeah, that's all I want to say.
All right. Hey, but keep in touch. Call me before you actually go in there. When you find out what prison you're going to, maybe we could do another one.
Okay.
Give your mom my love and let her know, she needs anything to call me. Okay.
All right. I appreciate it, Sean. Thank you.
All right, man. I appreciate you coming on. I just want to keep this kind of short. We've been on here about an hour anyways, or something like that. Anyways, thanks a lot, guys, for watching. Vlad, you take care, man, and you're gonna get through this just fine. You're not going to a Hollywood prison where they're gonna shank you and beat you up. You can talk to the other races. You know what I mean? You don't have to show your paperwork. The politics are nothing like a real prison. You're going to a camp. It's gonna be Disneyland, man. Okay. It's Disneyland. I'm telling you.
Okay. Man. I appreciate it, Sean. Thank you.
All right, man. Have a good night.
All right, you too. Good luck.